Hi friends, hope you all are fine in the current scenario and staying safely. You know, I am coming with all the subjects topics in medical, pharmacy and life science divisions, one by one in medicine form only for you. So guys, Shwari Dash is welcoming you at the Pharmacy Crash Course division in the Knowledge Club online. At previous lecture, we studied about the anatomy of the heart internally, and I promised give you a medicine lecture on the tissues and muscles of the heart. Today I came with the topic the wall of the heart, the outermost part of the heart. Our wall protects our house interior parts from the outside problems. Same also for the heart. The heart wall protects from the heart interior part from the exterior part. If any damage occur in this wall, then various types of disease developed. So today we discuss on the topic the wall of the heart and disorders. Then don't skip the lecture, stay tuned up to the end, and if you skip this lecture, then you can miss a valuable point in between lecture.
The tissues of the heart perform the functions required to keep the double pump working strongly and steadily. Like other hollow organs, the heart is made up of layers of endothelial and connective tissue. The heart wall itself can be divided into four distinct layers: the endocardium, myocardium, epicardium and pericardium. In this video, we shall look at the anatomy and clinical relevance of these layers. Number one part is the endocardium. The innermost layer of the cardiac wall is known as the endocardium. It lines the cavities and valves of the heart. Structurally, the endocardium is comprised of loose connective tissue and simple squamous epithelial tissue. It is similar in its composition to the endothelium, which lines the inside of blood vessels. In addition to lining the inside of the heart, the endocardium also regulates contractions and aids cardiac embryological development. So, the clinical relevance of endocardium, that is endocarditis. Endocarditis refers to inflammation of the endocardium. It most commonly occurs on the valves of the heart, which the endocardium lines. The main form of endocarditis is infective endocarditis caused by a pathogen. Endocarditis generally occurs when bacteria, fungi or other germs from another part of your body, such as your mouth, spread through your bloodstream and attach to damaged areas in your heart. Bacteria colonize the heart valve and cause small clumps of material called vegetations to develop. The resulting inflammation can cause permanent damage to the valve, creating a murmur which is heard when the patient is examined. Furthermore, the damaged valve is more likely to be colonized in the future, resulting in reinfection. Next is subendocardial layer. The subendocardial layer lies between and joins the endocardium and the myocardium. It consists of a layer of loose fibrous tissue containing the vessels and nerves of the conducting system of the heart. The Purkinje fibers are located in this layer. As the subendocardial layer houses the conducting system of the heart. Damage to this layer can result in various arrhythmias. Next is myocardium, the thick muscular layer of your heart. The myocardium, literally heart muscle, is composed of cardiac muscle fibers that contract in a coordinated way to pump the blood out of the heart and into the aorta with enough force to carry it through the arterial system and out into the capillaries. So what is the clinical relevance? The disorder of myocardium. Number 1 is myocarditis. Myocarditis refers to an inflammation of the heart muscle, often due to viruses such as adenovirus and coccicle. B symptoms depends on the severity of the inflammation, but often include chest pain, shortness of breath and tachycardia. The common sequence of myocarditis is damage to the cardiac muscle of the myocardium. This can result in cardiac arrhythmias and heart failure. Number 2 disorder of the myocardium is the main portion, the myocardial infarction. A myocardial infarction or heart attack is caused by a blockage in a coronary artery. The myocardium loses its oxygen supply and undergoes ischemic change. There are two main types of myocardial infarction: NSTEMI, non-ST elevated myocardial infarction. The coronary artery is only partially blocked. Ischemic damage to partial thickness of the myocardium. Second one is STEMI, ST elevated myocardial infarction, where the coronary artery is completely blocked. Ischemic damage to the full thickness of the myocardium. The most common cause of a myocardial infarction is an atheroma, lipid collection in the artery walls. Risk factors for myocardial infarction include obesity, high blood pressure, smoking and diabetes. Third type of disorder is angina. Angina refers to chest pain which arises as a result of temporary myocardial ischemia. In this condition, the coronary arteries are narrowed but not completely blocked in the overwhelming majority as a result of atherosclerosis. The reduced blood flow causes intermittent ischemia when the oxygen demand exceeds supply. There are two types of angina. Number 1, stable angina can predict with symptoms of chest pain developing after exercise or under stress. Number 2, unstable angina does not require exertion to set off symptoms. Unstable angina is the more serious of the two and is more likely to progress to a myocardial infarction. So next part of the layer or wall is subepicardial layer. The subepicardial layer lies between and joins the myocardium and the epicardium. Next layer of wall is the epicardium, the visceral layer of the serous pericardium. It's a conical sac of fibrous tissue that closely envelops the myocardium and surrounds the roots of the major blood vessels. The epicardium secretes pericardial fluid into the pericardial cavity, which lubricates the tissues as the heart beats. Last one is the pericardial cavity. A fluid-filled space between the epicardium and the parietal layer of the serous pericardium. The fluid reduces friction between the pericardial membranes. Parietal layer of the serous pericardium, a serous membrane that's attached to the outermost layer of the heart, the fibrous pericardium. The fibrous pericardium is a thick white sheet of fibrous connective tissue that anchors the heart and the major blood vessels, including the aorta to the sternum and diaphragm. Your heart is not just floating in your chest. The parietal layer of the serous pericardium also secretes pericardial fluid into the pericardial cavity.
This is the overall structure of the heart, wall and its disorders. These disorders can be controlled by the medicine. I will discuss about that medicines also in the pharmacological aspects. But not for today, that will discuss in the another episode. You can write me at the comment box how much you enjoyed today's lecture. Before ending today's episode, you can like, share and comment freely. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. If you already subscribed, then thanks a lot. After subscribing our channel, please click on the bell button. If you click on the bell button, you can get our updates regularly. One announcement here. If you or your family members have interest in the Indian history, then you can follow our another division Itihash Katha at the Knowledge Club Online, where you can know the true stories of the Indian history, where the narrator name is Mr. Soumitra Banerjee. I am coming with the another episode very shortly about the surface and borders of the heart. So till then, goodbye.